What's going on, Jerome? So the NFL trade deadline is going to be going down next Tuesday, after the Vikings, hopefully, ay Dios mío, please just beat the Colts on Sunday Night Football one time. And of course, the Vikings have been tied to, a defensive lineman, Dexter Lawrence, Jeffrey Simmons one time, or a left tackle. Now the Darisaw's out. But corner, certainly could and should be on the Vikings' radar. And, the Vikings, when's the last time the Vikings have had, like, a true blue legit corner? Like 2 seconds of Xavier Rhodes, like 2017. Do you have to go back all the way back to Antoine Winfield Senior? It's possible, right? And, the Vikings cornerback room, they did some nice things early on in the season, but last couple games, maybe not so much. Also, it's noteworthy that Gilly, Griff, and Murph are all in contract years. Gilmore and Griffin signed 1-year deals. Murphy's in the second year of his 2-year deal. So the Vikings cornerback room could look a lot different next season. And waiting in the wings, Evans is not the future. Dwight Nudie McLaughlin could be, but he's a UDFA who hasn't really been tested so far. So the Vikings could and should be looking for cornerbacks. And as Flores has said, you can never have enough good cornerbacks, or I don't find any good cornerbacks at all, right? So making a move now at the deadline isn't necessarily just for a half-season Band-Aid rental type player. This is acquiring a player at a premium position that could be part of your football team for a number of seasons. So that's what you also have to look forward to beyond this. Also, we didn't list him, but watch Kenny Moore on Sunday night against the Vikings. He is probably one of the most underrated corners in the league. For my money, he's top 3, and he's probably not 3 in terms of slot cornerback. So give me one time, right? But here are 7 corners that the Vikings should be interested in at the trade deadline. In order of me likey. Number 1, J.C. Horn of the Carolina Panthers. So Horn is 24. He is in the 4th year of his rookie deal. He does have his 5th-year option picked up at $12.472 million, but also, the column on the right, the green column, is the Vikings' cap liability if they acquire them for 2024. Now, some of these guys are under contract, so future cap hits also are incurred, but but for J.C. Horn, only about $500,000 against the cap this year. He's 6'1", he's 200. He is a tough, physical outside corner. And like numbers-wise, he hasn't been great this year because the Panthers' defense is, frankly, one of the worst in the National Football League. And you can tell that he's frustrated. Him and John with stupid-ass Sean Payton after the game, which gets him bonus points in my book, man. All right, but he would absolutely be a rock star in the Flores defense, and he was the number 8 overall pick in 2021, and his talent has been wasting away in Carolinaville. So getting him to purple would be an absolute home run for the Vikings. And like we said, this is not just a play for now. This is a massive play for the future because he does have his 5th-year option, but certainly could and should be looking for a premium long-term contract, which the Vikings certainly can afford. Number 2, Denzel Ward of the Browns. So Ward, a little bit older at 27, and the Vikings would assume around $529,000 in 2024 cap. He does have a $13.47 million base in 2025, which is partially guaranteed, but he is under contract through 2027. And of course, Kwesi was in Cleveland when Denzel Ward was in the building, so he knows the ins and outs there. Also connection with Browns GM Andrew Berry. Maybe he cuts us a deal. Who knows? But I mean, Ward is one of those unsung cornerbacks as well, where he doesn't get the hype in the press of some of the other tier 1 corners, but Denzel Ward is damn solid, and he would be phenomenal here with the Vikings. Next up, number 3, L'Jarius Sneed of the Tennessee Titans. Now, formerly of the Chiefs, and the Vikings did have interest in Sneed in the offseason in free agency, but Sneed decided to, took the money and ran to Tennessee. He's only 27, and of course, L'Jarius Sneed is he of the, I didn't know I'm not supposed to take off my helmet fame. Right. But also, you see that Sneed is a game-changing type player, evidenced by the punch-out in Zay Flowers against the Ravens in the AFC playoffs. He does have a 2025 base of $18.32 million, which is fully guaranteed. He's under contract through 2027, and it's a spot where it could be a makeup call. I mean, the Vikings had clear interest in Sneed in free agency, but now they get him from the Tennessee Titans, where the contract is already in place. They save a little bit of cap space because his signing bonus stays on the Titans' books, and you go from there. Next up, cornerback number 4 for the Vikings, Greg Newsome II. Oh yeah, the other corner. with the Browns. He's 24. His 2024 cap would be $1.13 million prorated, and he was the number 26 overall pick in 2021. And Kwesi was in the building with the Browns when they drafted Newsome, so he fully would know and understand what Newsome could bring to this team, and he's been really solid opposite of Denzel Ward. And it's always tough being the guy opposite of the guy at cornerback. You look at DJ Reed, who we'll talk about here in a second, opposite of Sauce Gardner, and with Ward, quarterbacks and offensive coordinators will try to go away from Denzel Ward. That means that Newsome is going to be under fire a lot, but he's played really damn well over his last 3 years. Now, the Browns defense overall taking a bit of a step back this season, but Newsome has all the physical tools. He has all the gifts that you would want in a Flores corner on the outside, around the outside. And he does have his fifth-year option picked up, $13.377 million in 2025. But like J.C. Horn, he would be a guy that would be looking for a long-term extension, which the Vikings certainly could afford. Next up, number 5, corner for the Vikings, Travaris Ward of the Niners. So now, Get a little bit older here. Ward is 28. His cap liability this year will be $5.91 million, and he's 6'1", $196, but he probably is the most heralded of the corners here. 2023 second team All-Pro, and a bit of a step back this year with the Niners defense writ large. And San Francisco, I don't know what they're going to do with McCaffrey maybe coming back, but you lost Ayuk for the season. Like, do they try and keep the band together? Do they try to move on from Ward? Well, they can get something for him at this stage of the game, don't know. But this would not be, the long-term play of a J.C. Horn type acquisition. This would be more of a combination for meow this season as well as 2025. Also, same thing with the final two. Let's do them at the same time. So DJ Reed of the Jets, 27 years young, $4.94 million on this year's books. And I've always liked DJ Reed. So the pride of Kansas State, another Bill Snyder type guy, tough, feisty, 5'9", $188, and made his bones coming up with the Niners and Seahawks. Got paid with the Jets. And like we said, him opposite of Sauce. I mean, quarterbacks aren't throwing at Sauce, so they're going after DJ Reed, and he plays with a chip. I love the way that DJ Reed plays, man, and he is a physical corner, given his size, pound for pound. He's a tough-ass dude, and also gave the Vikings fits. He is in a contract year, so you're looking at a 28-year-old undersized corner that you're going to have to pay, so you do have to weigh that in. And then you got Jonathan Jones. Jones would be more of the half-season rental. So he's 31, would have to absorb $3.76 million. He is in a contract year, and this would be the Band-Aid type deal. But out of all the corners, he could probably hit the ground running the fastest, since he does have 3 years of crossover with Flores. Also has a ton of experience playing opposite of Stephon Gilmore during the salad days with the Patriots. So Jones, also in terms of cost of acquisition, probably would be the cheapest of the 7. So there you go. But that's it. Premium corners for the Vikings at the NFL trade deadline. J.C. Horn one time. Just once. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You know what to do. Skull production value.